Okay, folks, as you can see, today I have someone that's not been with me on any of my videos before, but a longtime friend, Robin Krasny, and I'm truly thrilled to be joined by Robin. Uh, she wrote what I consider the best poem I ever heard called
Mm.
Masters of Love. And I've written a lot of poems myself, but this one stands out as the very best. And she's not only a poet, she's a multi-talented musician and, like me, a visionary. Robin,
Indeed.
talk to us.
Hi,
and,
everybody.
and
I
you
don't
can
know how
talk
many
about the
everybody's
pyramid
we
too.
have on here. Hi, all Ron's friends and fans. I've known Ron for, gosh, I guess I met you in that sweat lodge.
Yep, I think we did.
I met him in a sweat lodge, and it was a very powerful fourth round. I think it was in the fourth round that this poem I had written in 1992, and it flowed through me in about 5 minutes. Just all major download from the Pleiadian friends I have. And so it's called Masters of Love. And I had just finished reading the Barbara Marciniak Pleiadian papers when I wrote that. And it was powerful. I mean, I was so moved that, and it was interesting, when I wrote that poem, I had just had the last mercury amalgam filling taken out of my mouth. And I had quiet in my head for the first time in years. It was like all those metal things were picking up frequencies, and there was just a lot of quiet. I mean, a lot of noise. And then when I took that last filling out, it was like this peace came through me, and whoo, that poem came through. So it's kind of interesting like that. So I wanted to, do you want me to read it to everybody now?
I would like that. I mean, I did one video where I read it, remember, back quite a while ago, but I did do it. But I'd like you to do it because you are the one that the creation came through.
Well, it definitely, grateful that it picked me, and now it's time to share it. It's time to share it with the world and with you at home that are watching this. It's a prayer. It is a reminder. It is an affirmation. It's something that you can connect with on a daily basis. Oh, by the way, I have it on my Etsy account. If people want to buy it, they get also the MP3 version for free. So I did a vocal and musical arrangement of it so that you can play it in yoga nidra, or whenever you're relaxing, or before you go to bed, or when you wake up in the morning. It's a really good way to just kind of start your day. So just want to let you know that if you want it, we can make
Do
sure
please
that
send me that information. I will include that in the blurb.
as soon as I find out what my Etsy account is again. I haven't been there in a while. So anyway, got a lot of things going on, but this is for you guys. I want you to take a deep breath with me. Breathe with me, if you will. Take a deep breath in. Pause, bring in that gratitude. And as you exhale, relax. Let go of anything that's holding you back from receiving the full blessing of this love poem. Take another deep breath in. Pause at the top and savor all the bliss that's coming into your body, that knows what to do and how to heal you. And as you exhale, release any pain, any distraction, any tension from all of your body, your jaw, your hands, your feet. Take a deep breath in and breathe all the way down to your feet, all the way up through your spine and out to the crown of your head. Connect with your angels, masters, and guides. Thank them for being present with you always. And as you exhale, relax, but don't collapse. Just get longer and taller. Here we go. Are you a master of love? You most definitely are. You hold within your DNA the brilliance of a star. You have within your power the secrets of the source, the omnipotent presence of the everlasting force. You have all keys to kingdoms that you'd ever want to see, and you possess the sacred knowledge of creating harmony. You know why you've come here. Why it's increasingly more clear. You've come to change the planet and uplift doubt and fear. You've come to grace all living things with the love you radiate. And you've chosen to be chosen in this world that you create. Never have you faded. Never have you strayed. For there's purpose in the drama and all the roles that you have played. So fear not life and fear not death. For truly, you will live within the realms of consciousness of the light you are to give. Then future won't intimidate the masters such as you. For you are always guided by the highest of the true. And if you ever wonder, and if your faith is ever tried, just know that you are always loved. And trust your inner guide. For times, they are changing. And you have your job to do. But you have the help of legions to support and pull you through. You are such a vital part. And we cannot succeed alone, for we need your open channels now to make love's presence known. And you, our loving lifeline, have come here by free will. A renegade, iconoclast, a voice no one can still. And by your choice, your frequency shall resonate a song that will break apart the shackles that have held this world so long. And with your song will permeate a peace upon this place, felt throughout the universe, in every culture, every race. So remember and awaken. You've come so very far to live and be a master of love. Because that's truly, truly what you are.
Wow. Thank you, Robin. And I would like you to explain to the people the meaning of the pyramid behind you that you explained to me before we started recording. Is that okay?
Yeah, I haven't really told this story publicly before.
Well,
no, it's good. It's good. It's time. It's time. Just like Masters of Love. It's come. It's time. All right. So many of you don't know that my true love was hit by a truck and killed in 1999. May 1st, 1999. I did a session on him when we first met. And it was so powerful that this gentleman that I barely knew just started weeping on the table. And a lot of times emotions come up on the table, but usually guys don't feel as free to emote as the women do. It's just the basic rule. But he was French and very, very passionate. So he's just having this experience. I said, Jean-Pierre, what's going on in there? What are you experiencing? And he's like, oh, it's this pyramid. He said, I was like, what? What is it? He's like, pyramid. So I finally figured out he's saying pyramid. He said, it's so white, it's so bright. And I was like, oh, that's just the Great White Pyramid in the valley. And he was like, what? You know what that is? Because he didn't ever hear about the Brotherhood, the Great White Brotherhood, and the pyramid in the valley of the Himalayas that's interdimensional and blah, blah, blah. Some of your people may know all about this, but other people, So Jean-Pierre was like, well, I got to know all about this thing. And then he was crying on the table and he said, there's so many. And I said, what? And he said, angels. And he just was like, wow. So I said, well, you're going to have to paint this. He's an artist. I said, because I want to see what you're seeing. So he painted the picture And he brought it over and he's like, here you go, here's your painting. And I said, well, is it finished? He said, oh, I have a couple of things I have to do. It's not quite finished. I said, well, take it home and finish it and bring it back. He's like, why? And I said, well, you don't have your stuff here. You don't have your paints here. He goes, okay, baby, I'll take it home. He was hit by a truck and killed 2 days later. And his ex-wife would not give me my painting back. So he, on some level, knew that he wanted me to have it right then. You know, I didn't know. So over the next year or so, it was really something to get this painting back. And I wanted to use it as our album cover for Robin and Eddie and the Secret, our first album, Robin and Eddie album. But that didn't happen. We ended up, right as I finally let this go and thought I'd never see it again, the ex-wife called back and she said, you can have your painting. And I was like, what? I've already chosen another picture for our album. And turns out once you really let go and you think you're never going to see it again. But, you know, I tried to
let go. There might be a lesson for us in that, letting go.
Yeah, right. So anyway, getting back to the story, the pyramid and the angels, I didn't know this when he was killed, but somebody told me afterwards that there's a celebration called Wesak, W-E-S-A-A-K or something like that, Wesak. And it's where the Christ sends his energy to Lord Buddha, who sits in the pyramid in the valley of the Himalayas and distributes that energy to all the chelas, whatever you call them, and they put it out to the world, the love and the wisdom and the energy. And that is on May 1st, Wesak. So I had a feeling that Jean-Pierre had to be there. And he had an appointment. And he had to go. It didn't stop my grief. It didn't make my grief any less, but it gave me at least comfort to know that he went there. So I have the painting, as you can see. Jean-Pierre Bouzelon is the artist, and he was my true love, and he's still with me, and I still commune with him often, and it's good.
So you celebrate the interconnectedness of certain ones. I'd like to experience that with everybody. Wouldn't that be an amazing world?
Yes, it would. And that's something that I'm starting to do. My new business is, I don't want to call it a business, because to me, it's my mission. It's my purpose. It's what I put on earth to do. Not just recite Masters of Love to all you beautiful people, but I'm a yoga teacher and a massage therapist for 35 years, before it was cool to do all that. When I got criticized by everybody for doing it. Yeah, they'll never have meditation in a hospital or aromatherapy or anything like that. Yoga? What's that? So anyway, that's what I went through. Oh, you're going to be a massage therapist? You're going to be a hooker. Oh, so I went through all those judgments from people about, my healing arts that I've been wanting to take love and give it to people my whole life. That's all I want to do, whether it's through my hands, my heart, my prayers, my breath. So I'm starting a simple movement that everybody can do. It's called Breathe With Me. And I'm going to be teaching a very simple 3-breath, maybe takes 2 minutes, way to rebalance your system, de-stress, help your acid alkaline levels to come into balance, helps your parasympathetic nervous system claim its balance when the fight flight gets overdone. In our caffeinated society, we run around triggered all the time on fight flight, PTSD. There's so much depression with children now. My nephew killed himself 2 years ago because, wow. Yeah, so there's a deep need for teaching coping skills for kids. Life has been hard. Life is a little freaky right now. I know some teenagers that every time a door slams, they're hiding under their desk because they think there's an active shooter in the building. Literally, they are in fear.
Freaking out.
They've got this underlying freak out going on, but they're just trying to keep it together. And then there's it's PTSD. They're all triggered. Even if they've never been in an active shooting, they know that it's happening. So it's part of the kids' reality these days. So coping skills are huge, and we don't teach them. Where do you learn those in first, second? Where do you learn coping skills? You're supposed to learn from your parents. Well, if they're not coping very well, where the hell do you learn your coping skills, right? So, oh, I thought you'd like this. My platform 9 3/4 shirt. You're a wizard, Ron. Anyway, so this Breathe With Me movement, I'm going to be doing a simple thing before the new year, and you can follow my page on Facebook. It's called Breathe With Me on Facebook, and also Twitter, Instagram. You can find me at breathewithme.love. Okay, that's my website, breathewithme.love. And you can find me in different places. Robin Krasny is my name, and Ron will give you that information. But if you want to join me on my Facebook page, I'm going to be putting together a short video. We kind of did something at the very beginning of this tape of your video, Ron, which was similar to what I'm going to be teaching. So it's going to be like a 2-minute thing. You can do it anywhere, and rebalance yourself. And when you say to your family or your friends or your kids, hey, would you breathe with me? That's like prayer. That's like going deep, connection. We miss right now. We're so divided. We need to create unity and connection. Where do we get that? What's the most vital thing that we have that keeps us alive? It's our breath. We can go without food for about 3 weeks, with water for about 3 days, but with breath, except in unique situations, for about 3 minutes. That's how vital our breath is. And that's what we all breathe. We all breathe, right? We can breathe with each other. 3 breaths is all it takes to rebalance a relationship, to get people out of their head, to get people into present time instead of fear of the future or pain of the past. 3 deep breaths will just help to recenter you into the reality of now. And when you feel that breath coming in, it's the Holy Spirit. God breathed his breath into the nostrils of man, and man became a living soul. At least that's what it says. And I believe it because when I breathe and I connect with that prana, that life force with intelligence that knows what to do in my body, that knows how to heal my body, that knows to keep my heart beating, that knows to keep the cells regenerating, that's fueled by the love of the breath. So if we can all master just a 3-breath method that we can use anytime, don't you think that would be powerful?
Yeah. And
I'm psyched.
as you said,
so
anybody
excited.
can do it, and you can do it almost anywhere, even if you're in a busy place and you're just taking a few minute breather.
It's so simple, and so many people have taught the breath before. So many people. I'm not reinventing a wheel here at all.
Right.
I'm just gonna make it simple for people to breathe 3 deep breaths and connect. And then if people want to go deeper with me and have breathing sessions with me, or if they want to, I'm going to do other tapes where we breathe with children, we breathe for peace, we breathe for health, we breathe for PTSD, to calm those things. So I'm going to have deeper breathing dives that people can come with me. But this is just my gift. I'm going to give it to everybody for the new year. And, I haven't been able to breathe for 2 years. Because of this political bullshit. I'm sorry.
Yeah, tell me about it. I'm still trying to figure out what's going on. I have people that are really mad that Trump is in, and I have others that think he's going to be our savior. And I'm just sitting back and waiting to see, what's going on.
And I'm saying it's time for us to breathe. Okay? Because I know for myself, I haven't done many videos. I haven't wanted to get out and speak. I haven't wanted to get out. I've been very much hibernating this past 2 years. And now that I'm
like you were hibernating up there on the stage.
Well, that's different. I can put on an elf suit and I can just do whatever. But I'm saying, being Robin Krasny, being me, I've had to take a break for like 2 years, I just had to say, whoa, what's going on? Like you said, what's going on? It's a little crazy. These times have been prophesized, Ron.
Yes, I know.
They've been prophesized for how long? And I know they were coming. I just didn't know it was going to feel this way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I didn't know I was going to feel so pissed off and so angry, and it was going to press my buttons to have Brett Kavanaugh put in the fucking Supreme Court. I didn't know it was going to just bring up all the stuff, right? So dealing with, you know, having been molested by a judge in his chambers when I was 17 and I was working for him.
Wow.
Those particular triggers happened to be he's going to be a judge on the Supreme Court, you know? It was like, I was just getting beaten up by all that stuff. So I think that the breath has been the way I've been processing the movement of all this energy so fast. And I want to share that with people so that you can share it with your family and friends, your kids, your coworkers, your people at church. You know, when we pray together, what are we really doing? We're saying words and we're connecting with Spirit, but how do we really connect to the Holy Spirit? Right? So if we can connect with our own connection, I've actually heard my angels, masters, and guides and Jesus and all my, you know, I have a lot of guides that I play with, including my dearly departeds, 2 of them. They told me the other day, I was sitting in meditation, I heard, breathe with me. They want me to breathe with them too, to connect. Now, breathing with that means a whole different kind of thing. And then I can breathe with my clients, you know? I can breathe with my audiences when I do my one-woman show, which is going to be called Breathe With Me, Robin Krasny. So I was going to call it a one-night stand with Robin.
But that might have connotations for some people.
Well, you know, after the whole Brett Kavanaugh thing, I was like, oh, I can't use that anymore. You know, because it's not okay anymore. So I decided, you know, one night stand with Robin, deep and intimate, but you don't have to send me flowers in the morning. It has to go into like, okay, breathe with me. So it's going to be called Breathe With Me. And we're going to do breathing, and we're going to do Qigong exercises and things like that in the middle of the show. So they'll get to receive more music and poetry as I play my keyboard and my flute. And it's just it's going to be a really fun thing. I've already performed it at the Pod. It was wonderful.
Oh, you've been up into the Pod recently?
Well, actually, you know, somebody said, do you realize that was a year ago when you did your one? I'm like,
well, I haven't been back to the Pod. You know, I was there for 5 years and I was on the board.
Oh, it's sad that it's gone, but I think they've relocated.
Yes, they did. They did.
I haven't had a chance to get up there. Like I said, things have been crazy. I just moved again. I moved 6 months ago and I just moved again. So lots of changes in my life, and that's good. I mean, I'm happy, and I'm happy that I'm settled, and I'm happy that I've finally integrated what it is I'm going to do with my life. I mean, I've done a zillion different things, but now it has this energy that I go, oh, I know exactly what I want to do with people. When they come into my presence, I want to connect with you and I want to breathe. And then let's have a discussion about what comes up from that space, which is the now. Just seems like the right thing to do.
Yeah, so you've always been a visionary. You've always been someone that's from my perspective anyway, you've lived pretty much on the cutting edge, and you're still living that way. Even more so than me. I mean, I don't know that
you're pretty edgy, Ron. You're pretty edgy. Well, you know, it's like I said, the times that we're living in, I know a lot of my healer friends have kind of caved for a while. It's like we've gone into a cave to heal all the stuff that's been coming up personally with the triggers that are happening. And now we're getting to a point, we're seeing some resolutions start to happen, some things that are starting to come to the surface, truth.
Your French friend is probably working some of that stuff that's going on in France right now.
Who is? My French friend?
Yeah.
Oh, he was very free. He did not like rules. It was like, you know, in America, baby, there's all these rules. It's like, don't do this. Don't skateboard. Don't fly fish, don't do this, don't do that. You have to have so much rules. He just hated, he liked freedom. He was an island boy from Martinique. So he had a sense of freedom that most Parisians, you know, he was a free, loving soul. And that's why we connected, because it was pretty much, I met my equal.
Well, that's always fun to do.
I mean, that's why, you know, when you experience a love like that, as brief as it was, but as powerful and unifying, I'd never had in all my years of relationships someone that was literally one with me. We did yoga together, we breathed together, there was so much that I thought the angels were celebrating our togetherness. And then when he was taken so suddenly, I thought, how terribly fucking unfair. How can you do this to me? So I had a lot of God issues for a while.
Yes, I've gone through them. You know, I've shared some of them on my videos.
Yeah. So it took
called
me a while
blatant honesty.
Took me a while to get back to say, because Jean-Pierre was in everything that I loved, and God was that too. So suddenly he was gone. I felt like my connection to God was gone. It was really to unity, to love, to peace, to all those things that were so yummy to me and that we were just blissfully discovering, and then gone. So it was like, and that was the year after I did my light show. Remember I did the musical? I wrote the musical, The Light Show. I don't know if you were around during that time.
I vaguely remember it. There's so much. I've come in contact with so many people in the metaphysical community, and people shift. I mean, we're all shifting. Everything around us is shifting.
I know. I mean, even, you know, I've had a band for 25 something years with Eddie Fisher.
Right.
And let me tell you something. He is politically as far right as you can freaking go. So, yeah. So, and, you know, through all these years, the Obama years and everything, I was just celebrating having a president who was eloquent and could deliver the information without, you know, hurting people. So, I was very happy that we got through those years. And then this last couple years happened, and it's just been brutal with him. And we have still come together. We've managed to come together to make music. So what are we doing? We're breathing together. We're singing together. And
despite the dichotomy.
Despite the freaking duality that we have between the two of us. It's like oil and vinegar. You know, they don't mix, but they make a great salad dressing. We put them together. That's Eddie and I, right? So we've been through this dance, and it's been brutal for me. Brutal. Because I haven't really wanted to be around him, frankly. And he knows that. And yet I love him. This is my partner. This guy is
irony.
He's been in my life longer than any relationship has. I mean, any romantic relationship, because we've been playing music with the guy from the Mamas and the Papas. We've got a history together of all these years, playing, recording, performing, traveling, and then suddenly we're like on opposite teams.
Yeah. Let's try to wrap up. So.
Oh yeah, I could just talk all day.
I know.
I haven't seen you in so long. I keep forgetting there's other people.
We'll do this again.
Yeah. I keep forgetting there's actual real other people here. I'm just talking to Ron, my buddy. I haven't seen him in a while. So, okay, we're going to wrap it up. Let's see. I will send you the information for the Breathe With Me page, as well as for the Etsy link to, if you want to get a copy of Masters of Love. And if you buy the copy, it comes with a beautiful recording of me reciting it with music that I wrote. So it's great for all kinds of, I don't know, it just inspires you to be more of the love that you are. And God, please, everybody, be more of the love that you are. That's all I'm saying.
And let the political stuff be less important.
Well, you know, it's important. It's
less important. I'm not saying it's not important.
But it's important in that I want to know what's going on. I can't just check out, you know, because I would rather, frankly, just check out of all this drama. But at the same time, like I was at the Women's March, I took my goddaughter there with me. I said, you've got to go. I want you to see what a powerful group of women is like. And then we got up to the DC to the Women's March. It was like, wow, all those people together to gather. And it was peaceful. It was loving. It was beautiful. The energy was amazing. And I just wanted her to experience what that was like. I had never in my life protested, marched, held a sign, done anything like that. But I felt it was important for me to gather with my sisters from all over the place and march for love and for peace and for harmony and for beauty and for the life that we want to create. So a simple exercise when you're doing your 3-breath method is to envision the life that you want on planet Earth and feed that with your breath. Imagine what it would really be like to have heaven on earth, and feel that in every cell as you breathe it into every cell, and then you exhale. See that extend out through you. It's like you're ordering on a menu. What would you like? What's your perfect meal? Well, my perfect life would be this. And then you just feel that as you're breathing and exhale what doesn't serve that. Okay? So that's something that we can all do as a New Year's resolution, is to feed the planet that we want, to feed the love that we want, the connection that we want. We have to feel it first. Right. Let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me. I just sang that last night at a party, actually. One of my favorite songs from all time. But it requires that, how can we get that peace within if we're really not feeling it, right? If we're out of our minds, crazy, sad, depressed, stressed, anxiety, whatever it is, we need to stop, drop, and breathe. You remember the stop, drop, and roll? Jiminy Cricket said, we're on fire. They'd say stop, drop, and roll. I'm saying stop, drop, and breathe. Drop in, ground yourself with your feet, connect yourself with the heavens, and breathe, opening into your heart. And that love that you are has a better chance of coming through to others.
Right. Thank you, Robin. Peace.
Thank you. Thank you, Ron Van Dyke. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for letting me be on your show, and I hope to come on again sometime.
Okay. Well, I will certainly invite you.
Thank you. Breathe with me. Love, baby.